and gents. We got air support today. You see that? You see that speck up in the sky? That's a drone from a local friend who comes and gives us drone support sometimes. And finally the weather is not as bad as when Hurricane Ophelia was coming on our first Green Monday. He could only take pictures, but now he can take video footage as well. So until the drone is going in and...
Hi there!
Hello! Back in a bit. Yeah, so the drone is getting us the...
Nobody wants HS2?
The proof of what happened in there, because they have chopped down really old trees yesterday. So apparently that bit in the back with those old oak trees that I'm pointing at now. Before yesterday you couldn't see through there. That blue sky was not there, so they have cleared about 10 ancient protected trees, which is pretty bad, but we need to escalate our side of the road as well. At the moment there's a bit of a radical picnic happening. Until the Oompa Loompa Brigade is working away. Hello. Oops. The orange people are invading. There's quite a few firms involved. Murphy is the one that is building this road that still doesn't have a planning permission, and they're still building it anyway. Okay.
Hey man. Start playing music. Good job.
Oh, we're here. Huh? Oh yes, music. And they always throw us out of there when we go in to stop the works, and they haven't used court papers even once. Yeah, we've been tangled, yeah. Yeah, we still have our protection camps in the forest. This is just the first protest site, basically, because this is where they started working a few weeks ago. This is the hill, and we've been in the valley so far since April. We can't let them get down into the valley. We need to hold them on the hill. While linking up with all the threatened communities and villages and nature reserves all through the country, from London to Birmingham and all the way through Manchester, and there's like a phase 2 already proposed. So it really connects well with the fracking protests in this country, and also Europe-wise there's France, Germany, Austria, Hungary, Poland, where people are fighting for the trees. And water protector wise, we've got a global network, and Native Americans are the spearhead mostly. Like yesterday, even the indigenous unity flag, which I actually have here now, the actual flag, they were reporting what was happening in Colne Valley as well. And I think it was their Indian branch, but actually in India. The unity flag is from Canada, and it's mostly Native American and indigenous tribal people in the movement. But now they have something going on in India as well. So this thing is now pretty well connected online. Just need to manifest a bit more on the physical plane. Okay, I think I'll go offline for a bit. Just wanted to have a little quick login to show the drone collecting evidence for us. I think it's already gone back to its owner. Yeah, so that's it for now. I'll be back with some more interesting stuff when the rest of our people turn up. That should be good. I mean, if we get the minimum 10 of our guys, then we can at least do something. The drone is still flying through. Going in again. Okay, I'll be back a bit later.
Now taking over.
We have aerial superiority.
Let's see you grow your wings, man.
Air support.
You're not an angel.
No, it wouldn't be the one that's here.
Okay, see you later. I'll be back soon. Just have to reserve the battery. So stop the ecocides at Colne Valley and all through the country. The ecocidal vanity project called Aegis 2 is threatening the British countryside, and it starts here.
Freedom!
I mean, at least the resistance starts here. So that's it. Ciao, ciao. See you. Hello there. As you probably heard so far, the second time the workers started chopping down old protected trees and oak trees in the background. There's more and more sky visible behind the trees in the back in the ancient woodland. I have to do this in hiding of this tent because my camera can't really stand water at the moment. I still have minimal numbers here, and this is the first woodland and nature reserve that would go when Aegis 2 starts munching the countryside of Britain. Apparently they've put up plastic bags to lock out the badger sets that live in the area, like that's gonna stop them. So we need some more badger people to turn up and do at least that side of things, because there's still a badger set alive in those woods and they're under threat. The bats that used to live here in the front have been killed and fed into the wood chipper. There's still quite a few species of bats around in different parts of this land, but these ones are gone. And these people here are building a road without any planning permission still. There's quite a few companies involved in this too, so we can't really name and shame just one of them, because there's Skanska involved, they're the highway building people, something called Costain but they merged with Skanska for this one, Koske and Skanska. They call themselves Murphy, who are building also part of this road. So you can see their crane, their digger thingy. So Murphy, so there's quite a few companies. This needs a lot of strategy and a lot of different groups and movements to work on it. And of course all along the line, line up, connect and make a stand. This really needs the environmental movement to come together once again, just like in the old road protest days and the climate camp days. Also we need to bring back the climate camp on an international level, since there are climate camps all around Europe and they need to be fed into this. So we're still at the Docks Trust. You can get here taking the U9 bus from Uxbridge, or by car. You can park at the Docks Trust, where you need to build a quick response team, because we do have a little quick response jet, but it's not exactly what I would call working. Strangely enough, in Hungary we used to have a lot of apathy, and now since the government has waged war on the trees and they're trying to destroy the Budapest City Park, there's an SOS Facebook and phone tree, and it works really well. A lot of people always turn up to stop whatever's happening there. We need the same here. I don't know what happened here in this country. People are so inactive on this flank, and it's going to be really expensive if we let this one in. It's going to be not just billions of, well, hundreds of billions of taxpayers' money, but also very expensive cancer treatment bills for people's families who live in London, because this place provides fresh air and clean water. 22% of London's drinking water comes from here. So along with the fracking, this is also an attack on clean drinking water and air. And you know what the air quality is like in London. It's really fresh here, but it's under attack officially now by your dear government. So just think about that. This is also taking the NHS money, so if there's a cancer epidemic because of the air quality and the water pollution, you don't even have doctors to treat you, because the NHS will be also a casualty of what's happening here. So far it's about 120 billion taxpayers pounds involved in this completely useless, unnecessary project, if I can call it a project. Just next to us there's a train line called the Chiltern line, which goes to Birmingham really quickly. So if people want to get to Birmingham, then they can take that line. They don't need another one. That goes through 98 ancient woodlands. So, and also any of our fractivist brothers and sisters, if they want to have a little bit of well, I would almost call it time out, just like before, they could come and spend some time here and go back to the north, because in here you're not gonna get your head kicked in. It's pretty safe as it's still in London, and we have a really good safety network around here, as we always have. And it's still a front line, just you're not gonna get beaten to mush by the Manchester police. So it's kind of an active holiday if you come down here and stay a few nights or days. It sure will scare the hell out of these people who are working on this destruction. And they see the old faces that they really want to see. Okay, so that's just a heads up. I'll try to film as much as I can, but there's some kind of a really strange fog-like rain thing drizzling, and my phone is really sensitive. There's a cracked screen. So that's the news for now from the Colne Valley HS2 frontline. Share the link and share the word, and try to make your way down here. And in the next few days and weeks and months, let's build an army. We're trying to bring about the Natural Guard anyway, which is a legacy of Jim Channon from the 1st Earth Battalion, the New Earth Army. If you've seen The Man Who Stared at Goats, he just passed on recently and left his idea of the Natural Guard with us. Sort of a legacy, and it has the veterans from Standing Rock connected to it, and also a few veterans in this country, but we need to build on it and make it happen as soon as we can. There are so many homeless and depressed veterans out there who could be rebranded as the Natural Guard and repurposed to look after the nature reserves and have the protectors protect the sacred. It's roughly the plan. Plus an international climate camp. I mean, a few people will be going to Bonn to the climate conference to work on the People's Climate Conference platform as well. We will bring back here to London. I don't know if you heard, but in Germany, the Tree Protecting Front reported that there's a moratorium of tree cutting moratorium in Germany until the end of the COP23. They can't touch any trees, so that's not really much of a time basically, but it's still better than nothing, and it's very logical. I mean, the end of the COP23 is some mid-November, I think, or less. I think COP23 starts on the 6th of November, but it does make sense to stop anything we do to that would harm the environment and our chances of survival in this crazy climate chaos situation that's going down and globally. So that would be a big thing in this country as well, if they would have a moratorium not to touch any trees and any woodlands, at least until the end of COP23, since we did go with the Paris Climate Accord. And don't say that we have to take care of whatever we got left, which is also not enough to restore our life support system on this planet, but it's at least the minimum we can do. Okay, stay tuned, people. I'll be back shortly. Just need to have a little meeting with our fellow protectors here. There might be an ambulance car. Sadly, we can't really shut this road down because there's a hospital on the way here, so we're trying to keep it flowing as much as we can. Okay, I'll be back later. Stay tuned. Occupy everywhere, and we're not defending nature, we are nature defending itself. Remember that. Ciao, ciao. Hello there. This is just gonna be a quick one. They came with chainsaws again, and I can hear woodpecker and chainsaws in the bush. I just saw the min over there blinking. I can see it turning actually. I don't know if you can. My signal strength is really bad. No blockers around. If I step back a little bit, it's even worse. Hi there, people. Just a very quick one. Just using my solar panel on this field because there's a lot of sunshine today. So I'm just gonna go back to the camp. The drone man is here again. The drone's going to do a little flight. Yeah, I've been trying to do some paparazzi shots from the side of the compound because they've been hiding in the bushes, cutting the old trees. In the background you can see, if I zoom in, that old oak tree, we couldn't see the sky around it in the past, until the past few days and today. Oops, I'm losing the live stream. What the hell? It's really bad stream health. The drone man said that he's detecting a signal jammer somehow. So I have to be careful where I'm standing not to lose the signal. Yeah, so they've been taking down illegally old trees again, and we couldn't even take proper footage because they keep moving the machines in more deeper into the bushes every time they see us trying to film them. Well, those workers probably have gone home by now. Yeah, drone is getting ready to go in. I'll go to the other side. I might get my laptop out and try to share it here. Let's try to do a Facebook live stream through the drone, so that should be interesting. Yeah, this side is still much more bushy, but this land here is also under threat. They would go all the way down there, and that's the way to the valley where we've been set up since April. This is just the hill next door, Harefield. Okay, so occupy everything. Later.
Wait till she's ready with that.
Okay.
And maybe if you start with because this is what I'm going to ask them to come and see that because they're destroying evidence. they're not going to answer for a long time. But it's all going, all the routes.
Yeah, there's a pay post, we've got the light.
I need to be put through to the wildlife crime unit for the Metropolitan Police. Yes, it's in relation to an ongoing crime that's happening at the moment where evidence is being destroyed. I have a wildlife crime reference number, 1786. 1786, that was for the 2nd and the 3rd of October it was first reported. We've had no follow-up, and now that the evidence is being destroyed, I'm watching a crane taking away. The wildlife crime that's happening is that the habitat of bats and badgers is being removed. It's on the Harville Road near the Dogs Trust. Yes. No, they haven't got licenses. They haven't got licenses. Have the police seen the licenses? We've checked with Natural England. Natural England is saying they do not have any licenses issued for HS2 for bats or badgers. This was on the 10th of October. If they've issued them this week, it's still retrospective, and the evidence that they destroyed the habitats on the 2nd and the 3rd and the 10th that is still ongoing, and we need the wildlife crime people to come down now. Harville Road in Hillingdon, yes. So the police are now saying that they have licenses. Who have licenses? Hello? Who is it that has the licenses? No, they haven't. The security guards, were they able to show the police the licenses? I don't think so, because they've got no planning permission and no licenses. The planning permission should be issued by Hillingdon Council, and the licenses should be issued by Natural England, and neither of those authorities have issued any paperwork for this site. The security guards may say they have it, but they don't. Thank you. So what the police are saying at the moment, they're just typing up what I've said, but the police are satisfied that the security guards have told them they've got all the consents and licenses, but they haven't actually been shown any.
They're very gullible these days.
Well, it's ridiculous. One law for one and another for another. They're not above the law. They're clearing habitats. Yes, and badgers. That are both located on this site. There were no licences being issued by Natural England, and they have to be if they're protected species. And there's no planning permission from Hillingdon Council. HS2 are saying they don't need it. Again, that is a disputable point. But we're following up the wildlife crime today. We need the wildlife crime to come down and see the removal of evidence, which is going on in front of me at the moment. Well, that's a disputable point as well, but certainly the wildlife has to have licences. Thank you, thank you. Natural England have not issued any licences. I can confirm that. Emma, I've got the police on the phone. They're saying that the licences are all in place.
Right.
But you had it straight from Natural England.
Which licences?
Well, they're saying everything they need.
They haven't got that licences.
No. I've just had it reconfirmed from someone who's talked directly to Natural England. Hello? No bat licences have been issued.
They have route-wide badger licences, but
He's wanting to know what species of bats are on site.
Well, we can give them a list.
We can give you a list. We can provide a list.
The point is that the correct surveys haven't been done.
I'm going to hand you over.
Hello. You're asking me to name all the bat species off by heart. I can give you a few. Common pipistrelle. Soprano pipistrelle. Lithesius pipistrelle. N-A-U-T-H. Yeah, sure. Sarah, they would like to switch in.
Okay. Okay, so the local officer deals with it first. It may not have even got to the wildlife crime unit. That's quite worrying. But thank you. Yeah. Okay, but can we go straight to the wildlife crime unit? Would you have a telephone number for us to ring? You can't. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Bye. Okay, so what he said was we can't go directly to the wildlife crime unit. We can go through the police. So this is the Metropolitan Police. They're now reporting it to the person on duty, the officer on duty, who will decide whether to come up or not, or whether it is a wildlife crime. And if it is, they'll pass it on to the wildlife crime unit. But if they decide it isn't, they won't pass on the information. So now it transpires that the wildlife crime unit may not actually know that the bat habitat is being destroyed and now taken away. Across the road now, the security have brought the Harris fencing right to the curb, the edge of the road, and if you look, a few metres behind is the old chainmail fence. The area between the road and the chainmail fence is the area they're meant to be doing wildlife surveys from the 9th of September to the 9th of November 2017. They've actually destroyed all the habitats. You can actually see evidence of them destroying this. They're actually meant to be surveying until November.
I'm not just another pretty face. And I do wear a skirt for a reason.
Look like Alice.
Us Celts, we don't get dressed up for nothing. I'm prepared to say more. It's about the forest, man. It's about your children, the future generations to come, when they can't breathe clean air. That's the truth, man. Especially in London. He is the leader, no, the dog is the leader of this movement.
Escaping over. Woohoo! There's no need for human rights if we have human responsibilities. So we're all completely responsible, and I hope he's getting that.
Taxi!
I'm going to ask him if he wants some ding dong.
Ding dong.
So we're here at the HS2 site. We're here with Sarah, who's telling us about. So this is a wildlife crime scene, just here.
Yes, wildlife crime, reference number 1786. And if we look, the actual crime scene is over the road. Now we see the area here, which is quite lit up by these spotlights. If you'd have come here 3 weeks ago, you would have seen trees all the way across, quite old trees along the front of the road. And then you can see the hundreds of trees to the back. And then it branches off to the right. At the centre, at the back there, where those two lights are, that's the middle. That's the start of the ancient woodland. That's a huge oak tree. Now that.
Well, here at the back, that's an ancient oak tree. The back dot kind of there.
Exactly.
Okay, got it. Yeah.
That's the start of the ancient woodland, which is called New Year's Green Covert, and that has badgers. And then we've got
badgers. You shouldn't go through
badgers, exactly. And then we have this newer planting. And then if we look to the side here, if you see the taller trees on the side of the road, they're quite old, and they did until a few days ago come all the way along here. They've been illegally cleared because there's no planning permission on this site, and they've started to actually construct a road. You can see the curves.
Yeah.
They've got no Schedule 4 planning, they've got no highways planning. They've got no planning permission of any sort on this site.
No planning permission at all to do this. So
no, not at all.
Why are they doing it? They haven't got any. They were supposed to be doing some kind of minimal clearance.
No, what they're meant to be doing. There's two sites here. There's the site at the back, but then there's the site at the front. We've got all the papers for that. And basically, they're meant to be doing ecological surveys.
Ecological
surveys from the 9th of September 2017 to the 30th of November 17. We're currently in October 17. So they are meant to be in the middle of ecological surveys. But instead of which, they've already taken down all the trees, and they've now taken away a whole bit of the bank here.
That's out of order and illegal.
It's totally
they're
illegal.
Supposed to be doing environmental surveys. That's what on the road protest we stop them, slow things up with sites of science, special scientific interest. And unless they've done a proper environmental impact assessment, then and quite often they would try to rush ahead without it, and then had to go back and do it. So this is they're doing a survey so that there should be a proper environmental impact assessment. Has one been done?
Well, the trouble with the HS2 is they've done this general environmental impact assessment, which was the process through the House of Commons and the House of Lords.
In general?
A general one for the whole route.
What about specific, all these amazing ancient woodlands and sites?
They've done none. They've done none. They've done none. They've done various surveys over the years, but they haven't done any that have been connected to any plans and any planning applications.
You've got a legal team trying to put an injunction on them because this is illegal works, basically, isn't it? It's supposed to be
that's
ecological.
What we need. That's exactly what we need.
I can put you in touch with some people, probably.
Yes.
Yeah, let's do them. You know, they've got to do it by the book if they want to do it. And there's lots of communities up and down the route who are going to be objecting and protesting because, you know, the 80 ancient woodlands to save 15 minutes and put £120 billion into it when we've got austerity cutting our schools, hospitals, community centres, libraries.
And the cost that's going on here with the security, I mean, some of these security guys are quite nice, but they're stationed with this orange with the white hats, the top of the field, in all the woods at the side. They're all over. They're just stationed here.
All right, well, let's keep networking and try and get as many people here as possible, and you know, challenge them legally.
But the main thing with this crime number is
HS2, stophs2.org, isn't it? Or Natural Guard on Facebook.
It is. What we're asking people to do at this point in time is go to parliamentary petitions and cancel HS2 immediately. This petition, cancel HS2 immediately.
So you just put into,
Parliamentary
parliamentary petitions and then
cancel HS2
cancel HS2
immediately.
All right, let's keep doing it, keep networking and take action every day. Thank you.
Okay.
The planet is being destroyed all around us. Using money to try to address that problem, it's shooting yourself in the foot. Evolve or perish, grow up or die. An entirely new level of human consciousness is needed right now, or we're all dead. Mankind openly descends into world of bloodshed without end. Dog eat dog until everything is killed and the last man commits suicide or is poisoned, having all the toys and they mean nothing. When you believe you're already dead and you got nothing to live for, you fight better than you've ever fought in your life. When your back's to the wall. That's the only time when humans actually choose to evolve, at the moment of death. At the moment when we face our destruction. That's when the greatest leaps in human consciousness and the leaps of human heart take place. I'm tired. I'm ready to die. Great, bring it on. I'm not afraid of death at all. That'll be a big relief for me. That'll be graduation. God, I get out of this godforsaken shithole that I love more than anything else in the world. The scout's knife is sharp on both edges. It cuts in both directions. Country in 1976, 77. I tried to blow the whistle on that. That we live in. And we very much want to love and honor. When this snows arrives, because if they say kill, I'll kill. And if they say run, I'll run. And if you ask why, then I'll reply, I am only doing my job.
It's a bit better.
Just came out of jail after 48 hours. Happy to be free.
Freedom.
Yeah, freedom.
Well done. Welcome back.
Didn't think I'd be in that.
All right, that'd be lovely. Oh yes, I think so. I'm never quite sure what I'm doing.
Too much shenanigans and stuff.
Trying to be good.
I can't believe you did all them. I don't believe you did any of them things. You certainly didn't do all of them.
No.
Are you in a car?
No. They've charged me with 200 quid worth of damage.
Lovely.
Mm.
No, I think we're fine.
For one little bent part of Paris fencing.
You've just put like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them. Eight of those guys to replace a panel.
No.
One panel?
No.
That's why it's 200 quid, isn't it? I bet they'd have well done for it.
I think that if you want to be community liaison, this is where you should come to meet me. This is where I'm prepared to meet you. You can see all the local support for people here. Nobody wants HS2. We have to get this sorted out. And I think this is the place to come and see you. Yes? I am prepared to meet you at this site, yes. You are clear. You are clear, Patricia. This is the place to meet, yes. This is where I am. I have to be here because you are doing illegal work. You're actually taking down the ancient forest today. Where are your licenses for the trees in the ancient forest? It's priority inventory of habitat. Yes? I haven't said that. I've said I'm prepared to meet you here. I haven't said anything else, Patricia. I have said I'm prepared to meet you here. I haven't said that. I've said I am prepared to meet you here. I haven't said that. I've said I am prepared to meet you here. cannot use email here. I am, as you know, not on the internet. I am here, watching the forest being destroyed. You can send me a message on the telephone. I cannot do email on the telephone. I can only do texts and phone calls. Yes. Hello, I'm here. Yes. No. Okay. This is the suitable venue. We have to know the mitigation plan for the Colne Valley. I think you could provide me this over the telephone. Where is the mitigation plan for the Colne Valley? Yes. Right. Okay. And we need to know the mitigation plan for the Colne Valley. Because species are already being decimated and habitats are already being decimated. You can't do it piecemeal, little bit by little bit. There has to be an overall plan. And it has to be transparent. And it has to be available to the public. Where is it then? If it's available to the public, you could tell me where it is now. Not the Code of Construction Practice. That is not a mitigation plan. Can I say, Patricia, in the House of Commons, the court actually says, because of the special nature of the environment in the Colne Valley, the HS2 is required to have an aspiration of no net loss of biodiversity within the Colne Valley itself, which means that you must have a mitigation plan for the species. The Colne Valley panel has nothing to do with the mitigation plan. They have told me they have nothing to do with the mitigation plan. The additional mitigation plan does not join on to the mitigation plan. I am seeking information from you to find out where is the mitigation plan for the Colne Valley. Okay, and that would include the mitigation plan for the Colne Valley. As you know, I have read many of your documents, and as far as possible, I have read everything that I can, and there is no mitigation plan. The mitigation plans are certainly not included in the environmental statements. The environmental statements actually are descriptions of what is here now, some of them with misleading and incorrect information. But they are certainly in no sense a mitigation plan. Mitigation plan builds on species, builds on scientific evidence, and then it says where these species are meant to go. There is no mitigation plan as far as I can see. If I'm wrong, please give me instructions where I can find the mitigation plan. So you can't tell me where the mitigation plan is at this point in time. It's not actually published on your website. Environmental Management Plan. The Code of Construction Practice is a general document, and it doesn't relate to environments such as eco-services and ecosystems. So there is something called a local environmental plan on the HS2 website for Hillingdon. environmental management plan for Hillingdon will be on your website. And does that include the species plan and the mitigation? Okay, well I would be expecting to know where the mitigation plan is. I will certainly look for the local environmental plan to see whether that includes any sort of mitigation plan. But if it doesn't, I would like you to explain where the mitigation plan is. It is certainly not the additional mitigation. That is separate. No, you haven't. Yes. You see, the thing is, Patricia, there are many green businesses around here and business people, and the more you destroy the nature, the more you destroy our environment, the more you destroy our businesses and ways of life. So we need a mitigation plan that is comprehensive and available to all local people. And as yet, that has not been produced. Did you know that the strip along this edge is actually environmental studies at this moment, until the 30th of November? Did you know that? Correct. You're not meant to have built this road. You're not meant to have chopped down the trees. You're not meant to have taken away all the habitats. You're doing a utility diversion. You're looking at the road to me. Are you saying no road is being built here? So you are building an access point on an area that is meant to be available for ecological surveys till the 30th of November 2017. You're continuing to do surveys on that land where all the trees are chopped down and the topsoil is being removed. Fine, Patricia. That would be fine, Patricia. Okay, thank you. Okay then, thank you for your call.
Who was that, Sarah?
HS2. That was HS2. That is the Community Liaison Officer, Patricia Thompson.
She won't come to the community.
She will not come to the site. She's going to send me a text of an alternative venue where we can see the paperwork. What I wanted to see is the reality of the ancient woodland being cut down now, and the removal of the habitats, and the area which is meant to be having ecological surveys till the 30th of November 2017. We're in October. She is saying the ecological surveys are carrying on. I mean, how can they carry on? They've removed all the topsoil, they've removed the bank, they've removed all the trees, they've removed the bats. It's ridiculous.
Thank you.
Still happy you took your job protecting HS2.
One sec, boys. One sec. One break, yep. You're regularly like, yeah, it's one of ours, mate. Wear it, mate. Just physically wear it. Otherwise I can't fucking show you. Just for your live Facebook post, yeah? Just let everybody know, all other parts of the site are covered. So, you know, we've took up 4 men here, we've got another 35 men, so...
Oh, that's fine.
No, I'm just letting them all know.
Cool. Do all your 35 other men agree with cutting down the forest as well? The
It's
ancient
not our
woodland.
fight, mate. Not our fight.
You're watching your own air be taken away.
Yeah, I know.
The water down in the valley is going to get polluted by this shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, 22% of London's drinking water
Just keep an eye on it.
comes from the Colne Valley. That's your drinking water, right? Your drinking water.
I drink your bottle one.
Do you drink out the tap?
No.
No.
It's too dirty, mate.
You just drink beer?
No, I don't drink a beer at all.
Cool. You're doing something, right? I'm a bit surrounded here by 5 security guards who are trying to carry me out of the ancient woodland. We was going to try and stop some deforestation from happening.
You got legs there? Oh, you grab his arm, this man can just watch his back. Probably best grabbing his legs. Boys, can you grab his legs up, please? Sorry. All good? So it's easy.
You really want to just do this?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, he's going to want to be lifted.
You want to be lifted?
I want to be lifted.
Okay.
You're going to move me, you're going to have to lift me. I'm sorry. I know I'm heavy. You wouldn't believe all I do is eat plants.
Mate, we could slap you over our shoulders and lift you out, one of us, but... That's what we might... The problem, mate, you're doing this and we're disrupting most things as we go through take more.
No, we ain't doing that much damage, not like the saws.
You're not going to stop the saws, are you, Nicola?
We will be doing our best in future. You know, the human race is like a farmed animal, you know. Some of us end up as workers, yeah, and some of us end up as elites, yeah, and the elites tell you lot what to do, and then they destroy your air, your water, your planet, yeah. So you've got nowhere for you to live, or your children to live.
Yeah.
You know?
Just keep eyes on
this isn't making much sense. You should all stand down, really. You should all